Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you the honest truth about how my no spend year has been going during COVID and how I am just handling everything financially. And then my position with the company that I was with got eliminated, so I went on unemployment, and obviously you can't buy a house when you're on unemployment, so it just really derailed me from where I wanted to be. I was kind of hoping by like around, if COVID didn't exist, like I was kind of hoping like around this time would be when I'd be starting to look for houses. Like I would be, pre-approved for a mortgage and like everything, and just steps moving forward. So, losing my job was kind of like, I say like a blessing in disguise, just because I was really not happy with that position. And now I'm able to focus full time on doing YouTube and doing other things. So in that sense, I'm grateful, but I mean, it just would have been nice to be able to like buy my house, be on track as scheduled. I also almost ended up moving, not far, like literally to a studio apartment right next door, like literally right next door to the building I'm in now, and it didn't work out. So I just decided like I'm just gonna get new furniture and just settle in and make do with what I have. The reasoning kind of behind this was like, before I had all the furniture from my old place, and I was like, why would I get all this new furniture, and if I'm just gonna be moving, like buying a house and whatever. And now that I'm not, there's a couple reasons. I want to be just comfortable here and be able to have a functional space, and also I don't know if I would be able to even get a new place. Like, obviously a lot can happen between now and January when my lease is up. But I'm just kind of thinking like I might end up having to just stay in this apartment, because it might be difficult getting a new apartment because of, my work history now is going to be, I'm used to it as someone who, before this full-time job that I had, like I was always self-employed, or I had been self-employed for a really long time. So I'm used to it, but it's like that's kind of the nice thing about having like a regular job, is just the consistency of your employment. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to kind of figure that situation out. So because I decided to I ended up just staying, and I'm probably gonna be staying for a while, I sold all of my old furniture. I have a video on my like my home office tour of like my little studio, and I got rid of all my old furniture. I got almost all new furniture. I kept my bed just because beds are harder to sell and you have to, take them down and like all this, there's more stuff that goes into it, so it's like ugh. But so I got all new furniture and it's really cute, but obviously it costs money, so that just making that decision cost money. So I, in that sense, for like the no spend portion, that didn't go so well. I've gotten a lot of food, like obviously, I obviously had to eat before COVID and everything, so, but the thing with my old work was that like pretty much every Wednesday we would have like lunch and learns, so I would not really have to get lunch that day, so that saved a lot of money. And then just like I'm just at home a lot more, and I guess the bill just seems to, I'm more aware of it because like I'm home all the time, and there's I don't know, it's not like going to the grocery store here and there, and like I didn't really know how much I was spending on food until the end of the month, or like the end of the week when I would total everything up, or when I was supposed to total everything up. So now I'm just like, oh my god, I'm spending so much on food, and I don't know, there's just like, I think a little bit, part of it too is just where I'm at. I live in a studio that does not have a stove or oven, so I have to just kind of get creative with food. And I'm vegan, so that just makes things not more difficult, but just different. Like I have to kind of navigate around my, not having a stove or oven, and then having dietary restrictions. I also started a coaching business, so obviously you can't just, it's rare to be able to start a business completely for free. Like even just, registering your business with the state, you have to pay, like there's a fee for it and stuff. So, and just website and business cards and like all that kind of stuff. Doesn't have to be super expensive, but it just costs money, obviously. So, so now what I'm doing to kind of, there's nothing I can do at this point. Like the money has been spent. I don't want to sit and, be regretful because I'm not taking my furniture back. I really love how it turned out. It makes me happy. If I'm, it sounds kind of like we're going to be basically going back into quarantine, or just, we're still restricted. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time here, and I want to be happy and feel comfortable. And I'm not really I haven't been a person that puts a lot of money or time into like really settling in, because I move a lot, and I think it just became kind of natural for me to just like, not natural, but like I got so used to moving like every year, or I think the longest I've stayed in an apartment is like a year. And then sometimes I've had leases that are like 9 months or 6 months. So I'm just very used to like, okay, picking up and leaving and going someplace new. So I don't really unpack, I don't really get settled. And this is a place that like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to move, after my lease is done. So I might be here for a while. And also like my goal really is to buy a house, and I don't wanna like move again. Like say it takes me another 2 years or something to buy a home. Like I don't wanna like keep moving. So I'd rather just stay here up until that point where I'm like, yeah, like got the keys to the new house, bought a house, moving in. It just makes it easier. And I'm like, moving is stressful, it's expensive, it's just like, ugh. So I'm just kind of like staying here, but I think it's just time for me to like be settled in for a little while, and that required me to, you know, it's really painful for me to spend a lot of money on things, like even things that I need. It's like, I mean, you kind of need furniture. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna die because I don't have a sofa, but like, you know, it's just kind of a normal thing that most people get. So for me, like, the sofa was like a little over $300, which is not bad for a sofa. There's people who spend like $10,000 on sofas, or like $1,000. So it really was like and it's a love seat, so that's why I'm sitting on it right now. So that's why it wasn't as expensive, but I love it. It's super cute. It's so comfy, and I don't regret it. It's just like, you know, kind of that initial, like, oh, I have to spend money on something, like, and a lot of money at that. A little painful, but I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to think backwards and beat myself up, because I've done that many, many times. And, you know, they have like this thing called buyer's remorse, and like, I don't have any buyer's remorse about anything that I purchased. The only thing that I maybe regret is like, you know, the stuff. I don't really even regret like the style. I love like everything. It goes really well in this apartment. There's a few other pieces that I need to get just to kind of put everything together, but it's for right now, like, things are functional, and, you know, I'm kind of just slowly looking for things that fit and that aren't like super expensive, because I always have a budget in mind. I'm not just gonna like go crazy and spend thousands of dollars on pieces of furniture and stuff, because they're depreciating asset. It just doesn't make any sense, especially apartment furniture. If it was like a house that I bought and I'm gonna be there for like 10 years, then yeah, might splurge a little bit. But so now that I'm starting over, I redid my budget. I analyzed everything. I looked over my credit card statements, my bank statements, you know, where am I spending the bulk of my money, categorizing everything in my budget, so I know, like, you're spending way too much money on Postmates. Obviously, like, oh, that's, I mean, everybody's doing it, but, yeah, so, like, I'm trying to cut back on, like, I don't really, obviously I'm not going out, but just, like, Postmates and Uber Eats and stuff like, that was getting a little extreme, so I have to kind of reel that back in. And other than the furniture, like, this month moving forward, I might get like one, like a file cabinet type thing. I might get a couple of things, like my closet is a disaster, so I'm kind of redoing my closet, but, you know, that would be kind of like $20 here, $30 there, like just little amounts, nothing like major. So I'm not really planning to spend make any huge purchases this month. I don't think I have anything like major. Just kind of going back to, like, I have been paying bills though, like my credit cards, rent, like making sure that that's priority, because I don't want my credit score to suffer during all of this. So, you know, been paying all of that, just keeping my credit in good shape, hopefully. I think I kind of had this like epiphany yesterday when I was talking to my mom. When it comes down to it, really, I would rather, if I had to, you know, if things were going really, really bad financially, like, I would rather file for bankruptcy and just have to start over than risk working like some job that I'm putting myself in harm's way. there's a lot of jobs right now that are hiring, like delivery and, you know, food delivery and stuff like that, Amazon, and I know the local post office is hiring, but I am out here. I don't have, and even if I had, like, you know, all of my friends and like every family member out here, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not allowed to, like, they're not allowed to come into the hospital with you if you get COVID. So, and because I have to, like, file this paperwork for health insurance, but like I'm uninsured right now, so I just don't want to take the risk. Like, my health is more important than money. And I think right now a lot of people, you know, because maybe they don't know somebody who's been impacted by COVID, they're thinking more in terms of like what is this doing to the economy? Like, the economy is like a man-made thing. Like, human beings created money. Like, you can't recreate a human being. If you die or you get really sick, and now they're saying that, you know, even if COVID doesn't, like, you know, kill you or something, like, there's potential like brain damage and, like, you know, damage to your organs. Like, it's just not really like I'm not a gambling kind of gal. Like, I don't want to risk that. Like, and if it's, you know, even if it was end up being like a hoax or something, like, I'd rather play it safe than sorry. My health is just not something you mess around with. Like, you have to take it seriously. You only get one body. You can always make more money. You can always start over. You can always, you know, renew and, like, get a new job, or I don't know, you can figure it out with the money thing, but you can't, like, oh, let me just grow a new brain. Like, that's just not how it works. So, I don't know, just my personal thoughts is that I'd rather just, like, focus on health, staying safe, and financially, like, you know, right now, just trying to budget, keep on track with my budget, and keep my credit score on, you know, in good shape, and just kind of take it day by day, week by week, month by month, and see where things go. But yeah, I just wanted to give an update because, like, it's literally been so long since I talked about my no spend year, and in summary, it ain't going too well. But I think, all things considering, I think, you know, had COVID not come right now, I think I'd be doing really well, because I would be on track to buy my house, and my house is like goal priority number 1 right now. So having that in my head, I'm pretty determined when I want to be, like, when I have something that I'm like, I really want or I really need, and I wanted this house. I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to be a homeowner my entire life. So yeah, I think, had COVID not come here, or existed, I think I would have been very focused on that. I think I would have, you know, not been going out, or, like, I wouldn't be buying new furniture. I wouldn't be buying anything really. I would just be like saving. So yeah, just wanted to share. That's Aubrey. She's feeling mischievous today. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. How are you being affected by COVID financially? Like, did you have a savings to fall back on, like an emergency fund? Are you on unemployment? I know some people haven't even gotten their unemployment yet, and there's been, like, protests and stuff. So I'm curious, like, how this is going to affect everybody, or how this is affecting everybody. And yeah, I hope you're doing okay. If you have any questions for me, leave in the comments below, and I will see you next video.